So there's a very disturbing trend that's been happening. I'm sure you're aware of if you're in the news feed every day. The book bans across America, particularly in the South, conservative states. Florida comes to mind, Texas comes to mind, Louisiana, etc. But not limited to. It's quite randomly across America. I've read a few reports where it says over 3,000 books have been banned or censored from 2022 to 2023 alone so far. Very disturbing, right? As soon as you hear the words book bans, book burnings come to mind. We think about words like fascism, totalitarianism, oppression. All these words come to mind as soon as you hear about book bans and the supposed freest nation in the history of the world, the United States. God, I have so much to say about this. First of all, if you have kids, you have every right to mandate whatever books for them to read. Or take away books for them. That's your right as a parent. Nobody is infringing on this. Nobody is trying to tell you otherwise about that. But you do not have the right to tell everybody else and other parents what their kids can and can't read. Do we understand this distinction so far? That's pretty basic. You get to tell your kids what to do. You don't get to tell other parents what their kids should do. Seems pretty cut and dry. Well, that isn't the case with the Christofascist right in the United States. They are the ones behind these book bans. They are the ones behind the censorship. And to me, it's a big theatrical bullshit saga happening here. Like, this is so futile on so many levels, but I'll just give you one example, the best example, how this is futile. Okay, I don't have kids. I have nieces, though. I have a lot of nieces and nephews. I had my nieces over, 3 of them over a couple weeks ago, and their ages are 7, 13, and 18. Okay, all sisters. They all have their own phone and can Google literally anything they want at any particular time. And I'm juxtaposing these book bans and censorship against children who have a free and open internet for the most part, who can learn about literally anything they want at any time. What are what can be yielded from censoring or banning books from school that they couldn't find out on their own computer devices? Someone explain this to me. And that's why I'm saying it's a big bullshit. What's the buzzword the right likes to use? Oh, I can't think of it right now. But they're just trying to show that they're more morally superior. They're trying to show us, oh yes, we know what's best. We are, and it's all authoritarian nonsense. Okay, but just think about it for 2 seconds, guys. Just think about it for 2 seconds. These children, the children I just mentioned, 7, 13, and 18, they have unlimited access to the internet all the time. So banning things in school, it doesn't make any sense, because they're going to learn things on their own, and they don't need the school anymore for a lot of things. I get it. There's a baseline education, kids need starting points in education that kids need. But for the most part, they have the world at their fingertips. They can look at anything, anytime, And they don't need the blessing of their parents, of these authoritarians, of me or you or anybody. It's absurd. The results, there's no results that are going to manifest from these book bans and censorship of these books. They can go read them online. They can find out about race online. They can find out about gender online. They can find out about America's dark history online. Anything of a sexual nature online. What is going to be yielded from these book bans that they just can't go learn about any time of the day? It's absurd. Virtue signaling. That's what I couldn't remember. This is nothing but a goddamn virtue signal from these Christofascist authoritarians. This is quintessential virtue signaling, because nothing's going to come of this. It's just them saying, I'm better than you. I know what's better for you. I know what's better for your children. And they're up on their soapboxes, preaching to us all. Absolute virtue signaling. And they're the ones who are always calling other people virtue signalers. My God, irony. These people have literally killed irony. They kill it every single day. They cannot see the irony of this situation, of most situations, where they're oppressing other people as they talk about freedom and liberty all day long. Absolute joke. This country is an absolute joke because of those people, okay? Wow. These kids are going to find out whatever they want on their own. And it's a complete virtue signal and nothing more with these book censorships and book bans. No fruit will be yielded from this, okay? Not what they think. They're not thinking straight, because if they did, they would know that kids at literally any age can operate the internet and find out what they want at any time, any place, as long as they have a device. My God. The blind spots that these people have in their so-called morality, in their politics. My God. They have no idea what they're doing. Fundamentalism breeds lack of irony. I believe Bill Hicks said that. And we're living through it right now more than ever.